reading that. And we are live on the other sites as well. Okay. Everybody, I am Randa. I am a traditional educator as well as spiritual educator. My business name is Little Pearl Education Group, and I love to help people. In our spiritual division, we educate people on spirituality. Everything is ruled by the spiritual realm, major influence, and we don't have um, balance between the practical and the spiritual. And so, what I do is I help people have a personal relationship or open their personal relationship with the Most High by understanding spiritual law and spirituality. On God says people need to hurry up and do this, right? And so what I do is I give free readings. It's just one question per person per night. First come, first serve. If you have a question, just let me know and put the question in the comment section. You need to be here when your name is called in order to get the reading. Okay. I also have a free course, and it teaches you how to actually use the tarot yourself in order to open up your connection with the Most High. So if you're interested in that, people on Facebook, you can actually look in the description of the video, and there's a link for you to sign up. It's 100% free. And people on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, not so much YouTube, you can go into the bio and you can click the link for the course. Okay? We are starting the next session September 8th, so it's every Sunday, 7 p.m. If you join the elite group with extra lessons and VIP service, that is $44.44. But that's only if you want to be a part of that group. We meet an hour before, and there's some extra things there too. I will also be having some free giveaways. There's someone who doesn't think that the course is for them or that spirituality is for them, and you're actually holding back. You are trying to protect yourself, so you do mean well, but in protecting yourself, you're also keeping your viability limited and low, right? Because it is God who gives you your blessings, right? It's you that brings them into fruition, but it's God who has allotted and given them to you, and trying to do it without them, without him or her, whatever you believe in, is limiting you. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am going to give a quick reading on the election, presidential election 2024. And if anybody has a question, just go ahead and put it in the comment section, and it's absolutely free. Okay. Spirit team of the collective and spirit team of the Harris Waltz campaign. Speak truth to power. Give us love, light, grace, mercy, infinite wisdom, and knowledge. What does the collective need to know about what's going on in the election concerning the Harris Waltz? Okay, so if you're interested in looking at the election from a spiritual perspective, you may want to follow my insights. The victor, there's a choice that's here. They're being blind. They're being blinded. They're not looking at everything in every angle. And this is the Harris Walz side of the campaign. Here's Trump. 4 years ago, I did a reading about a week before the election. We saw the shit show. We saw the shit show of the ballots, right? Nobody knew that that was going to happen. Spirit showed it. And this is also documented on Facebook in a time-stamped video. It also showed Biden and Harris winning. It showed Trump coming after them with this card, right? So here's the victory card right here. And here's the choices card. And the choice is still in the middle. Now, the last reading, Spirit said that this was the Harris campaign. This was her time. But it showed that Trump had something up his sleeve. And look at this, the Devil and the Tower card. So there's something traumatic that is about to happen. And so people ask, well, if God is such a good God, why does he let children die? Why does he let good people die? Why did When are you going to wake up? When are you going to learn how to do what you need to do? Right? Everything is a lesson. All these young black men being shot by police, being shot by other young black men, being shot by people hiding behind stand your ground, right? There's a lesson that's in all of this. Why did slavery happen? There's a lesson that's there, and that lesson has to be learned. We're still suffering from the atrocities attached to the institution of enslavement, right? The lesson has to be learned in order for us to elevate, right? So if we want to stop all these negativities and atrocities, we got to be able to confront them. And we got to be able to learn the lesson. And so this middle card is concerning because just because something is ours doesn't mean that we're going to get it. There were people who were better than Michael Jordan, never made it to the NBA. Their names are not known across the world, but they were physically and intellectually better at the game than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan did what he needed to do to get to his status. For whatever reasons, the others did not. Right? Just because you have the talent, just because you have the blessing, just because it's yours, you got to take the blinders off. So they have to take the blinders off. Something is coming. If you work for their campaign in any local grassroots organization or campaign headquarters in your city, you may want to consider this. They need a spiritualist that's going to look into what Trump is doing, because he's doing spiritual, maybe not him particularly, but somebody in that campaign is doing spiritual work. Now, here's the thing. I didn't get this from Spirit, but this is sometimes like when we get some insights, then our mind starts to attach and reason with it. So I'm reasoning right now. So I'm putting in my voice what I'm thinking can happen, but there are 1,000,001 ways in which this can happen. So right now, the U.S. government's ally, Israel, is doing some atrocities. They went into Iran and they took out a leader in Hamas. So Iran, you did that on our territory. You came into our country and shot somebody. Oh, so now we're thinking that Iran is going to attack Israel. They're already mad over Palestine, right? Now, Iran is allies with Russia and North Korea and China. So they got backing, right? Baby got backing. Trump praises the leaders of Russia and North Korea, right? So there was collusion that led to his impeachment. How many ever years ago that was? Between 7 years, between 5 to 7 years. And he was not impeached because they didn't have the votes. But homeboy, now I taught sixth grade, and they were learning about premonitions through this literature text. And I had told them about a dream that I had because one of the kids in the class was in the dream. And it was, we were at war in the US. And Russia was holding me, the student, and a whole bunch of other people hostage in a church at gunpoint. And we ended up overpowering them and we ended up winning, right? And I've had multiple dreams. And so and we all laughed because Josh was in the dream. And I was like, and Josh was there. And they were all laughing. They're like, Josh? And so, like a week or so later, a kid came into the class. He said, Miss, you had a premonition. Miss, you had a premonition. I'm like, what are you talking about? He was like, the dream with you and Josh, Russia collusion. That's when it came out. And it made sense. And because Spirit showed me us being at war more than once. Russia also has an ally, they have an ally in Cuba. The U.S. Embassy, the workers a few years ago were attacked in their hotel rooms using sonic sound. So they shut down and limited the embassy offerings, right? And it was a whole mystery. Cuba knows nothing of it. Okay. If the embassy is shut down and limited, that's less intel, official intel that they're getting, right? Who benefits from that? Right? And I also had a premonition where Cubans would be dead on the main strip in Havana. It's called the Malecon. And they would be dead in mass numbers on the Malecon. And it was a weird death because it was something that was not natural. And I saw that years ago. So Spirit is letting me know that war is coming, right? And I've done readings on this before. So whether he's president or not, he has those connections. He kept some of the sensitive documentation that belonged to the US government, right? He's not living his purpose. He's not supposed to be in politics. He's not even supposed to be in like real estate. He has a different purpose and God is calling him to that. And when we don't answer the call, right, it usually turns out not that great. But look at this. The devil and the tower together. This is not good. So there's going to be some type of mastermind situation that's going to be devastating. And because Harris is VP right now, whether it's an international situation or a domestic situation, if the US people and if Trump and his team spins it a particular way for them not to have favor, that's how he can get in. So there's a lot of hoopla right now about um, thanks for sharing the live. I appreciate that. We appreciate all likes, comments, and shares. Um, they're on a high right now, and that's why they're being blinded. It's still a toss up, and the commentators from various shows who are anti-Trump aren't seeing this. They're not seeing this. Nobody's going to see it coming. And Trump is casting spells when he speaks. Watch his speeches. Hey, Diane. I don't see him all the time. I don't watch him all the time. My mother does. And so I might hear some stuff from her. And I heard him say twice, if she's the one that I'm going to be running against. If she's the one I'm going to be running against. If he's casting spells. Because he knows something is coming that she may not survive. Spirit team of the collective, please work with the spirit teams of Kamala Harris and VP candidate Walz. Speak truth to power. Give us love, light, grace, mercy, infinite wisdom, and knowledge. What do we need to know? Why is the King of Wands here? Why is the King of Wands here? There is a masculine energy on his team who knows how to command and get what he wants, and that's a win. Trump needs to submit to his purpose. This is all ego based. He is not going to be happy. He is not going to do well. He's going to regret being in that office again because it's all ego based, it's ego driven. Hey, all is well. Thank you so much. Nice to see you. Yeah. He needs to abandon. He's put in a lot of time, effort, um, energy, finances, resources into this election, and it's ego based. He needs to abandon that and he needs to go towards his soul tribe because that's where he is actually going to win and be happy. Yeah. There's a lot of infighting. The Democrats are going to start infighting when this thing comes down the pike, whatever it is, it's something major. And there's going to be a lot of infighting amongst the Democrats. So they need to look into this so that they can be steps ahead of this plan. Okay? So I hope that helps. Okay, hold on. I saw a message. Ah, wow. Very interesting. Someone just DM'd me and said that Trump was good friends with a prime minister in a particular country and he's not leaving, he's not getting it. See, Trump likes that. Trump likes that. He wants to overthrow democracy, but that's not his purpose. He might end up be taken out if he does not change. Yeah. Yep. I agree. If that trumpeter gets that office, the country will be a total mess. I always talk about Nostradamus predictions. Absolutely. Now, I have a video that's coming out that's talking about a false prophetess. And I'm calling her a false prophetess because she's calling herself a prophetess. And someone led me to her. I'd never seen her before, never heard of her. She has a large following. And when I was watching her, she has a very beautiful voice, a very soothing tone. She uses the Bible, and she's exposing um, famous people. Um, and Spirit told me to cover my head, right? And when you cover your head, you're protecting yourself against spiritual attack. And so I pulled, but they were like really high vibrational cards, but the devil kept showing up. So then it took me, I had to cleanse and I didn't feel right for the rest of the night. So the next day, I started to pull and ask again. And it showed that a negative energy is giving her insights. And when she's online and with her large following and reading the Bible, she's casting spells. And there's no grace. And some of the things that she has says has conflicted with things Spirit has showed me, not things I've asked, things that Spirit showed me independent of anything, right? And um, it was very interesting that she's calling upon their fall, calling upon their death, right? And so when her predictions come true, when she says this celebrity is going to fall, this celebrity, and then it happens, people think she's a prophetess. But what's happening is that her spells, her curses are coming true, not the prophecy, because the prophecy has to come from God, not from negative energies. And so she has called upon Trump's death. But if you notice, when I asked Spirit, they're showing me that he has another purpose. That's grace, right? It doesn't mean that he does not have to answer to things that he's done, the victims that he has made. Um, but God does give us grace, and that's all of us. And it's important that we get on our path, right? And I really don't like Trump, but I submit to what God says, right? So I say that to say because, God is just like so good, so good, so good. Does not play, right? And she's very angry. She's very angry. And the way that she describes God is vengeful and, oh, child. Mm, that's not God. That's not God. That's not God. Like, don't play with God, but that's not God. Child. So, anyway, the Democrats got to get smarter. They got to get smarter. So, nobody on TikTok has a question? Oh, I appreciate all those shares. That's so sweet. Oh. Mad people join on TikTok. Thank you, TikTok. Appreciate it. Okay, so there's no questions? Okay, so I will try to come back on. I don't have a regular schedule. Um, you know, I'm fitting this in as much as possible. If anybody is interested in taking our course, the information is in the description box of the video on TikTok. And if Instagram gets a section of this, the information is in the bio. And you just click the link and you hit information for the course. And it's absolutely 100% free. And we are starting September 8th. The next class every Sunday for 5 weeks at 7 o'clock. If you join our elite team, we meet an hour before, so at 6 p.m., and you get a lot of personalized attention. And I'll also be having free raffles. And people in the elite group will get into the raffle, get double entry into the raffle. I'm giving away a free consultation. I'm giving away a free journal as well as free entry into the Day One Club. So the Day One Club will allow people who's been with me for a while and to have access to the old prices because the price listing is changing. It has already changed, but I really haven't implemented. When clients call me, I still give them the old prices because everything has not shifted over yet. So I'm giving that away, and that's for absolutely, positively free. So I look forward to seeing you guys. Okay. I thought that was a different comment. All right, so I love helping you guys. So if you have any questions, let me know. I am doing anonymous questions, so you just have to DM me if it's something that is sensitive. That's more than okay. All right, all right. See you guys later. Thanks for coming through.